Imagine waking up tomorrow with an extra $1 in your pocket. In the immediate present, it feels completely insignificant. It disappears into the noise of your daily life without a second thought. But that single dollar represents a recurring choice. When repeated every day, these small choices accumulate into the difference between building long-term wealth or staying broke for life. Most of us are currently being drained by what's known as the invisible leak. These are the small, daily convenience purchases that quietly exit your bank account without ever triggering a budget alarm. There is a common myth that wealth is built through massive, high-risk investments. In reality, it is usually the result of systematic behavioral consistency. This table, titled The Invisible Leak, compares two distinct financial operating systems. You have the spender, who loses $5 a day to impulse buys and one-click checkouts, and the optimizer, who routes that same amount into an index fund through automated transfers. If you ignore these micro decisions, you are making an unconscious trade-off. You are sacrificing your future security for the sake of trivial comforts today. To understand why this is so difficult to fix, we have to look at a behavioral economics concept called present bias. Human biology is hardwired to prioritize an immediate, guaranteed reward over a delayed, abstract benefit decades away. This is why saving money often feels painful, while spending feels instantly rewarding. Companies understand this biology perfectly. They have built an entire modern infrastructure designed to exploit that exact bias. Mechanisms like one-click buying and recurring monthly subscriptions are engineered to create a frictionless spending environment. They make it effortless to spend money before your logical brain can intervene. As you've struggled to save, it's not because of a personal moral failing. It is the predictable result of human biology clashing with a high-friction financial environment. To see the true cost of that convenience, we have to move past the psychology and look at the raw mathematics. This chart projects a 30-year scenario comparing two simple habits: spending $5 a day on impulses versus investing $5 a day into a low-cost index fund. Tracking the $5 spending habit on the left shows a permanent loss of capital. Because that money never has a chance to grow, the cumulative opportunity cost sinks further into the red every year. Now look at the right side. Projecting the daily investment over that same timeline triggers the mechanics of compound growth. The curve builds upward as the returns begin to generate their own earnings. The mathematical gap between these two endpoints amounts to tens of thousands of dollars. This is the core trade-off happening at the moment of purchase. You are choosing a temporary dopamine hit in exchange for a significant portion of your future wealth. Choosing to spend a trivial amount today does more than just cost you $5. It costs you the specific, compounding growth that those dollars were mathematically guaranteed to generate. Relying on sheer willpower to fight these numbers is an unsustainable strategy. Willpower is a limited resource, but the math of compounding is constant. This matrix maps friction against long-term reward to show how our habits actually impact our wealth. Corporate spending traps occupy the bottom left quadrant. One-click buying and subscriptions are designed for high convenience, but they yield a negative long-term reward. High-interest credit card debt sits even deeper in this negative zone. When compounding interest works against you, it effectively pulls your financial trajectory downward. Automated investing sits in the top right quadrant. It requires a one-time spike in friction to set up, but it yields an exponential payoff over time. The ultimate goal is to invert the friction in your life. You want to make spending mechanically difficult while making saving entirely effortless. True optimization requires accepting a small amount of setup friction today so you can permanently remove the ongoing psychological pain of trying to save manually. Transitioning to this automated system requires replacing the question, "Can I afford this?" with a more effective evaluation framework. This flowchart, the Wealth Mindset Evaluation, vets every potential purchase. First, is it a survival necessity? If not, ask the core filter, will this objectively make my future better? If no, that capital is immediately diverted into automated savings. For beginners, your first step is a one-time audit of every recurring expense. Plugging these invisible leaks is the fastest way to save money without any lifestyle downgrades. If you are an intermediate saver, implement payday automation. Moving your investment money the moment you get paid removes the biological need for willpower. For advanced optimizers, aggressively attack high-interest debt. Eliminating those interest payments maximizes the cash flow you have available for compounding. Compound interest is an unyielding law. It's either working for you through automated saving or working against you through invisible spending. Small decisions don't stay small forever. The thousands of choices you make consistently today are what determine your financial future.